Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, anytime you get to watch this. Is your brother and friend Jojo of Demons. Now today I'm here to talk about one fantastic country, Namibia. I've spoken about Namibia before. Namibia is the rising star, a small but mighty country in Africa. Their president is a woman and she's a strong, solid woman. Some of the things that she's saying, basically it goes to reiterate the fact that Africa is not just talking. Africa is taking its place. Africa is re-strategizing. Africa is not sitting down dormant and letting things roll by as it has always happened. No, but Africa is taking the right steps. Now, I listened to the president and she made some point saying that West should not look at Africa like it has always looked at Africa. The earlier they check themselves and re-strategize, come to the table for us to have a proper, meaningful business meetings that will benefit both of us, the better it will be for them. Because now Africa is 54 states. Africa is a continent. If we are to trade among ourselves, I'm not saying we should cut ourselves off the globe, but technically we could do it. Now, what was she saying? Let's watch the video and let us come back. I'm not going to put the entire video. It's quite long. I'm going to chop some of it off, but you can search for it and watch it.
This goes to all Namibians who have contributed to the growth of our economy. Namibia is indeed blessed with abundant renewable and non-renewable resources, which we must seize through value addition for the benefit of our people. Sectors such as mining, energy, oil and gas, tourism and fisheries are the key economic engine with the potential to unlock employment opportunity for the Namibians. However, this potential remains far-fetched if we continue to export raw materials without processing them. This presents a compelling opportunity for local business people, local investors to invest in the manufacturing sector and the emerging industries such as sports and creative industry, which are, while calling for foreign direct investment in our country, as a government, we have to have deliberate programs aimed at strengthening the local business people and local entrepreneurs. We have to invest in homegrown initiatives that does not only enhance the value addition of our resources, but also transform and grow our economy, create wealth, empower our community, and sustainable jobs and development. Director of Ceremonies, although it will come without time, Namibia must rise beyond being a mere supplier of raw material and to export semi-processed up to fully finished product. Our small population should not discourage us. I know it has been used by some people, whether it's deliberate or not, to make Namibians believe that because our population is small, we cannot develop industry. We are part of the global village. And when we are planning our industrialization, we are not only doing it looking at ourselves, we are doing it looking at the world. We are currently part and parcel of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area that allows African countries to trade among themselves. So therefore, Namibia, we must be bold enough, we must be courageous enough for us to contribute to the African basket of goods and the services that can be traded within the continent and beyond.
Welcome back. Now, what was she saying? She mentioned a whole lot of things. I don't want to obviously repeat everything that she said. As an African, it makes you proud. As a Westerner, it makes you think and know where to obviously plug your feet when it becomes necessary for you to deal with such a fantastic woman. After 400 years, listen, I have not been on this planet Earth for a very long time, but this is the first time in a space of about 3 to 4 years that I'm seeing African leaders speak up boldly and bravely, not really thinking about what the West is going to say or what they're going to think. What the West is going to think is of no relevance, because you know why? It doesn't really matter to us, because we have been down for far too long that we are not scared. It's like a cripple who's sitting on the ground. How is that cripple going to get scared of falling? Already on the ground. What we got to lose? We have more to win now in this dispensation than what we've got to lose. She's advocating for local industries to take major part in this industrialization revolution that she's looking to lead in Namibia. Secondly, the Africa is not a pawn. Africa must have a seat at the table of discussion when it comes to the world, not just world politics, but when it comes to investment, industrialization, and other stuff. You know, North Korea went back to Namibia, obviously, to sign or re-strengthen their ties with Namibia. Because North Korea has realized that, you know what, they may have made certain mistakes. It's about time for them to retrace their steps and recalibrate and do what they got to do to obviously re-strengthen and re-establish themselves. They sign a deal with Namibia. They sign trade deals. They sign bilateral deals. I mean, some of the things that they signed on doing was commerce, defense, transportation, and some other things as well, because they have the expertise and what it takes. Namibia needs it, but it's not going to be business as usual. It's not going to be exploitation as it has always been. But this time, African countries are coming to the table with their eyes wide open, with their antennas activated, and not just signing documents without looking into them. Why? Because the youth are going to hold them accountable. Ghana is sitting up. Kenya is sitting up. Namibia is sitting up. As a matter of fact, Namibia is making strides. And the strides that Namibia is making is awesome. The woman is just not leaving any stone unturned. She is not. She's not sleeping. She's doing everything that she can. She went on saying, as you're watching the video, they are contributing their quota when it comes to Africa's basket. They will contribute. She's always been a Pan-Africanist. We are not saying we are not going to be doing business. Africa is not saying Africa is not going to be doing business with the other world. What we're saying is that our dignity must be restored. For over 400 years, our dignity and integrity has been used to wipe the floor. We are saying that those days are gone. We are not cutting you off. We don't hate you, but you respect us and we reciprocate it. We have seen what is happening in the West. It looks as if within the shortest possible time, they seem to be tightening their boats and blocking this and blocking that, stopping this and stopping that, saying this and saying that. But what I could see from the way things are going, there's going to be a time where it's going to be interesting world. It's going to be very, very interesting world. And you see, the funny thing here is that the West ends up pointing fingers at certain players without them thinking about what these players are doing in certain locations where they are being accepted. Let me use that word. They are being welcomed. All right, pointing fingers at Russia. And then the next thing they're going to do, as this woman is taking bold steps when it comes to the natural resources, uranium, both renewable and non-renewable natural resource, the West, somewhere along the line, I have a feeling they're going to start tarnishing the image of Namibia. Namibia. And then they're going to start, if they could, start throwing in sanctions. But the point here is we're not scared of sanctions. Because technically, if you look at it, what are you going to sanction us with? If it's medicine, if we live our lives well in Africa, well and truly, we're not going to need a Western medicine. What? Money? If we do trade amongst ourselves, then what? Yes, we may not have all the infrastructure to develop things as we would want to give us the kind of life that we're looking forward to. But our forefathers lived without certain things that we have now. And they even lived longer. Who said we can't do that again? Who said we can't do that? There are certain things that the West seem to have, and they seem to think, oh, yes, it helps build the economy. It helps make life comfortable. It helps make life more meaningful. But in the absence of that, could life still go on? So Namibia is taking certain amazing and awesome steps that when I think about them, it makes me happy. It makes me very, very happy. Any African country that I see taking giant steps, listen, gets my attention. Namibia is doing it. Ghana is doing it. Burkina Faso is doing it. Mali is doing it. Niger is doing it. Not only that, we have some of the countries that obviously we know they are very much puppet to the West. So for them, I wouldn't want to mention them because obviously they have decided to toe the line the other way around. We don't hate them. We're still good. We're still all right. But when I'm talking about countries that are making or taking giant steps, there are certain countries in Africa, I'm not going to obviously mention them. In as much as they have democratically elected presidents, they are not really developing as is expected of them to develop. Because why Namibia is doing this is now it looks as if there seems to be power shift. Namibia is looking to do some of the most important business with North Korea, not doing it with Germany, because Germany once upon a time colonized Namibia. You get me? And then after that, there were other colonizers that came in. They did business with them. Did they help them? No. Did they yield into any meaningful results? No. If anything at all. But I think we are at a point where a country is allowed to choose which country to do business with. The fact that a country may choose to do business with a country that you don't agree with doesn't mean that that country shouldn't do business with the other country. No. That's not how it works. You are not God. You are not the ones to choose our destinies for us. You have done that. We can't see anything good that you did. You've always given us 1 and taken 100. Now we are not taking that any longer. But I don't know. As I keep on saying, I keep on ranting. What do I know? But still, it's my take.